Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jerome. This is Biology Practical 2026 Practical Specimen. This is not the original WAEC question. It's just a revision of the proposed specimen that you may likely see in your examination. Please take time to study it. Let's dive into the specimen. I will explain some major ones while you read the rest by yourself because the slide are many. The pictorial view of the specimen. This is the groundnut, so you'll be able to know the kingdom to class, able to know the type of crop, that is legumes, what is propagated, type of placentation, and type of germination. You can also know the pests and diseases that affect them. Okay, observable features, able to know. Why do you know? How do you know it's groundnut pod? Okay, so you're able to know the observable features and the economic importance. Okay, Specimen B is talking about crush groundnut, crush roasted groundnut. So you'll be able to know what they want to do with it. They have to do with food test. Specimen C and E talking about water, salt solution, and sandy soil. What are they trying to do? Have to do with osmosis, have to do with germination investigation. You have to read and what each of them represent. This specimen A, very important, the alimentary canal, the mammalian alimentary canal. Your diagram must have a title, must have a magnification, lines of label, must rule with a ruler, lines should not cross each other. The organs that make up the alimentary canal, the parts and their functions, it must correspond. Okay. The enzymes, even the enzyme that act in the mouth, the enzyme in the intestine, and the one in the stomach, what they represent, you should know that. For example, the stomach, what are the features that help the stomach? The muscular wall, the gastric glands. So all these things, you must read about it and memorize it. This mistletoe, Specimen G, is a parasitic flowering plant. What is the ecological relationship? Parasitism. Okay. You're able to know the adaptive features of this parasite, of this parasitic plant. Evaporated milk. You have to know the biological importance of evaporated milk. Okay. And the function of evaporated milk stated here. Fresh fish, yeah, very important. You're able to know the kingdom, the phylum, and the class, the observable features. What you see when you look at fish and the economic importance, you have to note that. Make sure you either they ask you to draw the lateral view or the dorsal view. Please make sure you're able to also know the adaptive features, the structure and their function. It must correspond. The gills, either for respiration or gas exchange, fin, and the scale for protection. You must know them. Okay. You can also compare. They may ask you to compare the fish. That is, compare this specimen with the mammalian, with mammal, what they possess. You'll be able to do that. Specimen K, dry maize grains, observable features, dry seed, endosperm, the embryo. So, okay. So, able to learn, you have to read it. Okay. The same thing, the classification from kingdom to class. Master those first one, the kingdom, the division, and the class. Okay, if you want to know the family, that is a plus. Um, the agricultural classifications. Either you call it grains, you can also call it cereals, right? Um, Propagated by seed, a type of placentation. You're able to know that type of germination, the economic importance. Specimen L, M, and N, tomato paste, fresh tomatoes, and rotten. So what comes to your mind? What are they trying to check? Food preservation and spoilage. Okay. This kind of tomato that is rotten, what might likely affect it, like it look like this? What acted on it? Fungal infection, bacterial infections, um, organism acting on it, and it make it to decay. So tomatoes, you'll be able to know the classification too. And they may ask you to compare between both of them. Compare observable features when you look at them. They may ask you to cut the tomatoes. Make sure if they ask you to draw transverse, another word for transverse is cross section. That is if they cut it. But if they ask you to draw the longitudinal, that means from here to this place. Make sure you know the one they ask you to draw. This is for cross section, okay, or transverse. This is for longitudinal, and it just lists the method of food preservation for as extra bonus. Tomato for this one, you'll be able to know that you can actually know that this specimen P, QR, thermometer, meter rule, quadrat, the ecological instrument. Each of them, you must know what they use them for. Thermometer, temperature, meter rule to measure distance, and quadrat to estimate density, frequency, and distribution. They might give you some calculations. Okay. So able to read all of them and understand. Know these things you must know the importance between all these things and their similarities. The similarity between groundnut, maize, tomato, okay, groundnut and milk. So know all these things. Um, that means highly predicted WAEC practical questions. They may ask you, just refollow the specimen and note that WAEC have a guide. You must follow the rule, use biological terms, label neatly, give at least three economic importance, or just follow the instruction in the question paper and you see yourself getting A1, okay? So you master the identification, classification, observable features, adaptation, function, economic important food test, ecological application, and comparison. This is just a summary of the work. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your exam. See you next time. Bye. Jerome Otiti signing out.